Hello there. Welcome back to another round of the wonderful Lockout tourney. We're here. We've got Mime and Feinberg, R0hkx and Roobley. I'm Brabishan, and I am joined by the wonderful Aether. Uh,
Hello,
how
hello.
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I mean, mine, Feinberg, like, we don't have to introduce them.
Nope.
Big members of the community, very famous, did back together recently. Rox and
Yeah.
Roobley had a little bit of tournament journey. Also very well known in the community. Um, Lockout game starting. I don't think we have too much time to actually introduce them. I don't think we need to, anyways.
No,
Let's
they're
get
they're
into it.
big, but like looking at this board, I'm not thinking it's fun. We've got
Yeah, I
diamond
see full
armor.
diamond
That's
are
not
there.
fun.
Yeah.
I see mossy wall, which is fine, not that bad. I see a couple really nice early game things. I'm seeing fill an item frame with an item frame. That's pretty chill. Looking at the pumpkins, that's quite nice. Tame a dog, that's not too bad. But things like ender chest, things like, as we said, diamond armor, things like anvil, things like parrot, things like fox, they're all absolutely awful and horrible and grim. But they're off. They're gaming, running to trees, and Rox is already out in the ocean. Going for a shipwreck probably, or trying to find one at least, which it's definitely a shout. Um, but is
hmm
it the correct one? We'll find out. Oh, but he gets a dolphin, so whatever happens, it's fine,
Oh, that's
surely.
beautiful. I was just going to say he's probably going to get punished for not having a boat, especially because, multiple players on the server, like, entities will spawn
Yeah.
less, so the chance for dolphins quite low, but, like, he gets it right away. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't think it's the right play for this early game. This early game relies a lot on leather. You're looking at item frame with item
Yep.
frame,
Feinberg's already got
which
that.
exactly. You're looking at fill a chiseled bookshelf. They're like the two that I'm looking at and thinking, wow, you can just bang those out immediately. Um, Basically with a bit of leather and a bit of paper. Um,
hmm
so yeah, I
Rox
mean you
finally finds a
can.
ship, but it's a food ship, not that useful.
Yeah, not that good. It's not got the leather that he needs in. It's not got the paper either or the books, which is just not what you want. You want to be looking for a village too, I suppose, to die to Iron
hmm
Golem. But also, if I'm looking at the thing, they're all going out to ocean, other than Roobley. But Roobley looks like they're leaving to ocean. But there's sprint for a kilometer. Whoever sprints the most earlier on is just going to have an advantage. And
hmm
going out in boats does not count towards that sprinting meter. Obviously, it's a completely different way of moving. And so, you're kind of
Yeah.
putting yourself at a disadvantage. But I suppose because they're all doing it, it doesn't really matter too much.
I mean, I think also the terrain wasn't that good for,
Yeah.
going for land. I don't think there was a bell pie. I don't think, in fact, I think they were on an island, so they would have to enter the water at some point. Uh, Mime here going for the chiseled mossy brick wall, not chiseled.
Yeah.
Um, Another early game goal I
And
was thinking of. He does have a door, which is kind of frustrating, but he just grabs
yeah.
one, saves it for the eventual stone
Ooh,
cutter, and
yeah.
that's good enough. Fine
Rocks.
here on a monument.
Ooh, oh yeah, for mining fatigue, lovely. And Rox is gonna get a buried treasure, which is lovely. And it looks like Roobley is having some chunk loading issues. I don't know whether they're gonna pause. I don't know what's
Um,
happening, but we get mining fatigue there for Feinberg. I mean, even if they do pause or something, there's not much they can do. He'd still get mining fatigue.
yeah.
To be completely honest, a pause here would only be beneficial for Fine because it means nobody can move and his mining fatigue is wearing off.
Mhm. Well, I don't know if they do a tick pause. Like, if they do a tick pause, then the effect would
I
still
don't think they
be.
do.
That's unfortunate.
I think that's what they're planning
Rubly
on
gets
doing.
back into the game here. I think.
Um,
I don't know if Rubly knows the way to solve the rendering bug. When I encounter it when I'm playing, I just usually mess around with my render distance a little bit, but she doesn't do that.
that's
She instead fully disconnects, and that's kind of a big time loss.
Feinberg finds a shipwreck. It's one that has some stuff in it. It's got a buried treasure map. It's a different one to Rocks, which is good. Is there some potential there for some loot, which is exactly what you want. It'll be interesting to see what they're going for now. Rocks is just in the overworld, running around, eating some food. There's no food goals particularly. There's a couple of breeding things. But yeah, there's nothing that can be done too immediately now. It doesn't look like at least. Oh, but Mime finds a lovely smithing template and he's got iron, so
Oh,
surely
that's
he's gonna
beautiful.
whip out, and I mean whip out immediately, really, a lovely armor trim use. because there is user smithing table. He's got the wood. Uh, he's got an armor piece right now, so he should just do it.
Well, I think you can also delay it because, like, you. I mean, I guess you don't really know if the opponent has one, but like considering
Everyone's
that
in
the opponent hasn't
shipwrecks.
does it. Yeah, true.
And like it's common in shipwrecks, you're gonna have the iron. It's worth whipping it out before other people do. Do Fime and Mime have the same buried treasure, or is it a different one? I don't know. I can't quite tell.
I don't think so. I mean, it would be interesting.
Yeah, they just look like a slightly similar shape.
Oh, they do look
Um,
really similar. It might be the same actually.
yeah, I don't know. Uh, Mime doing a lovely play here, just mining them all up, so that he doesn't have to wait for a grindstone. Um,
Yeah.
Not a grindstone thing. Gets the
The
walls.
stone cutter. Yep.
Yeah, stonecutter, that one. I always get those mixed up. I got them mixed up earlier. It's terrible.
That's okay.
Uh, 3-0, killing arthropods there for rocks, killing those lovely bees. It's really sad. Actually, killing bees isn't good. I would advise everybody to not kill bees, please. That's really sad. It's bad for the planet. It's bad for the environment. And I particularly, I'll be crying myself to sleep at night if I am aware that you are personally killing bees, just like rocks right now. Um, Even in a lockout game. So yeah, that is my little note of please look after them. That'd be really kind of you. Roobley is obviously going to be going for the bookshelf, which is lovely, but looks like Rox kind of is too, getting some sugarcane. So we'll see how
I don't know
that
how close
one
they are
goes
to each
down.
other. Kills another bee here for
Yeah.
arthropods.
Oh dear, not
A
those
little bit of game
bees.
lag for rocks. That's
Oh
unfortunate.
dear.
Apparently, Mime actually missed a clock in the rune portal that he checked,
Oh,
which
did
is
he?
really unfortunate because obtain clock right in the center of the board.
Yeah. In fact,
I
I know
think he
that the
probably has
last
the gold for it though. I'm not too worried.
Yeah, I know that the no, he doesn't actually. The last time though that
Oh, does he not?
they they played in the tournament, I know they all woke up like 20 minutes before the match. So maybe Mime's still just waking up.
I think
Who
Mime's
knows?
back from work. I
Oh,
think he
so
might be a little tired from that.
maybe
Yeah.
he's dazed and confused. Feinberg gets clock anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't
Wow.
matter.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be going for an enter, maybe getting into a cave, possibly. Maybe that's the line. Also, Mime did find pumpkins, so all he
Mm-hmm.
needs is a torch, and he should be good. Should be done. He really needs to whip out, at least in my opinion, he needs to be whipping out that smithing table before somebody else does, because for all you know, they could all have armor trims. Um, you've got a
Yeah.
piece of armor. It'll take one iron.
Well, it's three. You have to make the table itself. He does it right now, it seems.
Yeah,
Um,
lovely. That's what I want you to be
and that's a
doing.
5-0 lead. Oh, he doesn't even use. He
Lovely.
just uses lapis. That's wonderful.
Oh
Saves
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
iron.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Immediately go to iron. Feinberg smelting more iron there. Lovely. Oh, but looks like Rox finds a village, so he's going to die to a golem pretty much immediately, it would seem. And it might mean that he's incredibly close to a bookshelf if he finds a librarian villager.
And also probably
Mime,
sprint 1 km as well.
yeah, quite possibly.
He's
He's been
traveled this
sprinting a
far,
lot,
like.
yeah. Mime is just getting a torch so that he can do all pumpkins. It's
Hmm.
soon going to be 6-0, but realistically 6-1, maybe even 6-2 very soon, because they do have the lead on that chiseled bookshelf. Oh, and Feinberg managed to clean a piece of armor. Didn't even see that one coming. That was not on my radar whatsoever.
Yeah, wow. This is a dominating lead. Like
It's
7-1,
incredible.
7, even like 8-2, I think is going to be the and
It's beautiful.
yeah, it's. I mean, we expect like crazy gameplay from
Fine
Fine
and
and
Mime,
Mime, but
particularly,
we
yeah.
also expect that from Rocks, and so far, Fine and Mime have outperformed
Yeah.
by an incredible degree. Right.
But like to be fair, you gotta look at them. You gotta acknowledge how locked in they are. Not only to lock out as a game mode, but to their teamwork together. They've literally just spent like 70 hours or whatever doing back.
Hmm.
You know, like so. Not only are they completely on it in terms of understanding the game completely, but they're on it understanding each other completely, and so that is just such an advantage in this kind of game. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Been
I
able
think
to do that. Yeah.
the thing is that as we look towards the end of this board, right? Like so some of these later goals. There's full diamond, which is you just have to grind it out in a big cave. I mean, you
Yeah.
could get lucky in a treasure, I guess, but that's not ideal.
Yeah.
Um, there's goat horn, which you just have to wait for the goats, or you find it in an outpost. There's parrot, which is just biome RNG. Fox, which is just biome RNG. Wolf, which is mob RNG. A lot of this like will come down to randomness, and that's something that I don't think is something that you want if you're Mime and Fine. You don't
Yeah.
want the game to spiral out of control. You want the game to slowly be in your hands, be, kind of full skill-based games, skill-based goals, and that way you can definitely complete them faster than the opponent rather than hoping that you find the biome that you need.
Yeah, very much so. Wouldn't surprise me if they started heading to the Nether, to be completely honest. I think that is, yeah, that's what Fine's about to do. It makes the most sense. As soon as you find a fortress, you can get 3 goals. Um, so, it really closes it out,
Hmm.
which is just what you want, nice and ideal. And
Not to mention that you can get a
Mime,
lot of iron and a bastion, so that's also a good way to get
yeah,
the anvil goal.
yeah, definitely. But I would definitely rush Fortress first, to be completely honest. Looking at the
Yeah,
board,
obviously
how
the
it's
fortress is
laid
more
out.
important, but like it's
Um,
just an extra one that you can get right
Oh
there.
yeah, definitely. It's just so convenient and lovely. And Mime also managed to get Chiseled Bookshelf despite Rocks and Roobley having an advantage there because they started it earlier. It's 8-1. Such a dominating lead. 10 minutes in.
Hmm.
Actually crazy. Feinberg also about to whip out Observer. They're 9-1.
Bang. Yeah.
Wow, it's beautiful. Feinberg struggling because Pydar doesn't work, except he's making it work just about as much as he can.
Hmm. One thing to know about this version is that it has spawner bug. And it's a really annoying version of spawner bug where once when the spawner is loaded, it will just never unload until you relog, and it is just the worst. So once when you load a spawner, you just either have to relog if you want to know the direction, or you actually have to just like you know
Yeah.
send it.
Yeah, that's fair. What is Mime doing right now? I am not too sure. Um,
I think he's just probably
is
killing spiders for that 30 arthropods or
yeah,
20 arthropods.
that's
Yep,
fair.
fine relogs for the spawner, I think. Oh wait, no, he
Yeah,
might have had the chunk bug. That would also do it.
maybe. No, I think he's reloading for spawner.
But he doesn't check pi. I think it's just like his chunks were
He
not
did
loading it.
check pi. He checked pi immediately.
Oh, he did? Okay. Well, then I'm
Yeah,
blind. It's okay.
it's chill. It's chill. It happens. Rubly looks like they might be mining for Anvil, to be honest, which is a play. I don't know if it's the best though, but it is
I
certainly one of them.
think it's fine if you hit a big cave, but considering Roobley has not done
Yeah,
that, I think
he's
that the
digging
goal
back
is
up.
still like you find a bastion, especially because it's the modern loot. You can get like 3 iron blocks right in there, and bam.
Yeah, definitely. To be fair, even if finds a bastion first, if you just pull out a quick route, like you just get pearled, you just rip it to a fort. Like
That's also a good play.
you don't have to
Yeah.
beat the game. There is nothing on here that requires beating the game, as far as I'm aware. There's things that make it easier if you've beaten the game, but like even then, not really at all actually. So there's no point. But is that a bastion that you saw there? I don't know. It
Hope
looked
it
a
is, I
bit
guess.
square. It looked a bit square and he's not gone there, so I'm assuming it's not a fort. Could just be weird terrain, Gen, though. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Terrain's so
Lava
messed up.
ocean, crimson
Mime's in a
forest.
jungle? Why is Mime
Oh,
in a
jungle.
jungle?
Wait,
What's
parrot.
he doing? Oh, yeah, of course.
Now here's the thing.
Crazy, he just finds that.
I think there's one type of parrot that just refuses to be tamed. Um, because I had it as a goal once, and I grabbed like 60 seeds, and I found a parrot, and I couldn't tame it. I couldn't tame it, and I tried a
Maybe
different
it's
parrot
just
with like four
RNG,
seeds,
though.
and it just worked. And I
It,
hope,
it
ooh, mine might have found the untamable parrot.
it could just be bad RNG. What's the
60
percentage?
seeds is not bad RNG. Like you should be able to do it in like 10.
Terms of parrot taming. To
Uh,
be fair, yeah, each attempt's got a 33% chance of success, so
yeah, like it should
that,
not take 60
that
seeds.
that's grim. That's grim RNG. Yeah, rocks killing spiders. Honestly, they're probably going to get the arthropods goal, and that is
Yeah,
okay.
especially since they killed the
Feinberg's,
bees as
you didn't
well.
even notice Feinberg's in a fortress.
Oh wow.
That's
Uh,
crazy,
that's
so
good. That's
crazy.
so good. That's minus spawner. That's red nether brick stairs.
Yeah,
That's
Surely
Anvil if
you
you get
rush.
obscenely lucky. I don't know why he's
Yeah,
grabbing this much Netherwork. He just does not need that much. I get.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's to deny the opposing team for. Ooh, Rux dies. This game
Ouch.
just fully out of their grasp, and
Yeah,
Rux gets trapped in the ground for.
crazy.
Oh, back at spawn because he broke the bed at the village.
No, that's not what you
Unfortunate.
want. Roobley in a big cave, but does it really even matter? Oh, Feinberg tanking with a skeleton hits, but got the salmon, so the salmon should keep him alive. Looking for a spawner, wants to break it. Doesn't need any blaze rods, does he? So it should be
Yeah,
okay.
grabs another rack right here to smelt later for the red nether brick stairs.
Yeah, he's got such a lead that no matter what happens, like
And on top of
um,
that, if they could have just went for sprint on cam, they didn't even like that goal still on the board.
Fine's literally about to win the game as soon as he finds a spawner. Um,
Yeah, furnace in
yeah,
hand, lava
it's
bucket,
11-1. We're gonna have a sub 16
smelts
game.
it. There's the
I'm not gonna lie.
there's the spawner
He's
right
gonna
there.
go break spawner. He's then
Roobley
gonna
just entering another, but a
uh,
little too late.
yeah, it's not gonna be fast enough unless Rubly blinds on Feinberg's stuff. Then
But
yeah,
there's
it's over.
spawner break, and the netherrack's already smelting.
Is this the
I just
quickest
don't
round
think
we've
he can
had
ever
yet?
be fast enough for it.
What's Feinberg doing? What's he doing? Oh, he's going round. He's playing it safe because he knows he
Oh,
can.
gets hit by the
Oh,
wizard
with the
skeleton.
skeleton hit, that's scary. It's scary. Just block up. Just block up. It's fine. He's gonna dig through the wall because he knows where he is. Right. There we go. Lovely. It's those kind of heads-up plays. It's just that knowledge and understanding of the game. It's beautiful to watch,
Fully blocks himself in here.
and knows it's safe. Um,
That's not enough nether brick.
yeah, maybe it's not
That
gonna
needs
be
a little
sub
bit more.
16 then. That's a shame. Not sub 16, but pretty much guaranteed to get it.
Yeah. As we wrap up this game, I think like we should just start thinking about like, if you're Roxing Ridley, definitely you have to mental reset after this. But like,
You've got a mental
also think
reset.
about what went wrong. Like,
You got to
like
play aggressive. The only way you can beat Fine and Mime is basically in PvP. And I mean, they're scary in PvP. Don't get me wrong. You know, Feinberg,
Emerald Block for
he's
Feinberg.
great,
Interesting.
but like, you know, the only way you can beat you can't beat them in speed.
Um, I think a lot of this board kind of came down to just giving up the early game goals. Like,
Yeah.
Fine has said it himself on some of his lockout streams where he's really good at late games, but those early game goals he's not necessarily too fond of. And I think like Rox and Rubly immediately giving up the entire early game board, like that's such a disadvantage in this board, not just because there's so many goals, but also just because you could easily beat Fine and Mime to those goals, you know?
I don't know if they could. Like Fine and Mime ripped those goals quick, especially the ones that you could get immediately. Like, you know, they played fast. I mean, yeah, I think the late game goals are just more enjoyable as goals as a whole. But like as Rox and Ruby, you got to evaluate the situation. You think, well, they beat us in speed. We were going for the same goals. We were going to try and get them quick, but we didn't hit. It's crazy. Nobody sprinted 1K in this game.
Yeah, that's insane.
But to be fair, the game was 16 minutes and 43 seconds long. Is that the fastest game we've had yet? That was actually insane.
And Jonicus
Like
has
the
said that we
pace.
have seen faster win from a couple of teams. Actually, in fact, I think we saw a fast win from Rock and Rubly themselves.
Well, quite
Or
possibly, yeah.
no, it was TJ and Eric, I think.
I
Who got it
agree,
really
Andrew.
fast.
I think that R0hkx are like I'm looking
Qcom
when I'm looking
says
at
he has
people.
a 14-10, 14-20.
Wow.
Eric had a 13, yeah.
Yeah. I want R0hkx Fine Mime. I think that's going to be such an exciting match when that happens.
I don't know if they're on the same side of a bracket. We'll have
I
to
don't
see.
know, but like I think that'd just be beautiful. But that was a beautiful game. It was a beautiful game of Lockout. It was so quick. It was, you know, there's two types of Lockout games I think really that are really enjoyable. One is where it's really intense. It's quite long, but there's lots of PvP, lots of player interaction. It tosses and turns. It's always close. The other is a game like this, where one team just absolutely steamrolls through all the advancements and just plays out of their minds. And it's beautiful to watch, actually, you know, the way that they orchestrate it, the way they overlap, you know, what they're thinking about. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Forgotten Genesis in chat says that they are apparently on the same side, so we might see that match soon.
Oh,
Hope your
yes.
dreams are fulfilled. Yeah.
Put me on the
Definitely.
comms, please. I'll be up at midnight if I have to.
I'll join you. I'll join you.
Yeah,
Um.
that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
But no, and that was a lovely game. But it'll be interesting to see what Rox and Roobley do to pull it back.
hmm
They've got the opportunity, they've got the chance, and we know they can play quickly. But obviously it can be difficult when you're against such fast opponents. So yeah, I
Yeah,
really think the
definitely.
Rox and Roobley are going to have to play aggressively in terms of PvP. Otherwise, I think they might struggle. Because yeah, Mime and Fine they know so much about the game and they're so quick with it.
But I guess like the question then is like, do you think you can win the PvP fight? Because then like if you're going to like an axe versus axe fight and you lose, you have to die. Like once you die, you have to remake the axe, and that's also a time loss. You know, like
This is true.
is the PvP really that worth it at some point?
Well, you got to think: is there anything else you can do? We saw in a match earlier where basically there was a fight, and the people that lost the fight they forfeited after the fight because they knew that fight was the only chance they got
Yeah,
to
definitely.
regain it, because it was like 11-5. And one person essentially had all the resources. They got that person down to like 2 hearts in the fight. However, they didn't finish it out, and so they forfeited it afterwards. So I think you could do a similar sort of play, except I wouldn't necessarily recommend forfeiting. You never know what can happen in a game of Lockout. But I think it might be worth going for that last-ditch effort of trying to kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this next match. I think it'd be nice to see some weird and wacky objectives on the board. I think that'd
Definitely.
be pretty fun. Spice it up a little bit. Maybe we should have all of the opponent touches things. That'd be funky. Just make the game hell for everybody.
Don't touch water. Don't take fall damage. Don't catch on fire. Don't pick up obby ever. Just don't play the game. Like
Yeah, basically. Bring back don't use a crafting table or whatever it is.
I don't think that's in this
No,
mod.
it's not. Ooh, this is interesting. 30
Well,
advancements.
there's don't
That's
touch
a fun
water.
one.
There's one of the things that you wanted.
Yeah, lovely. I actually hate that one, but it's fine. Get to the nether roof, get absorption, full set of iron tools, kill a purple sheep, lots of really interesting things. What are we looking at for early game though? There's trade with a villager if there's a village nearby.
Yeah, village
But
nearby.
beyond
Purple sheep,
that,
obviously.
yeah, purple sheep, you got to dye that. I suppose it's not that difficult. We get a blue
They're in
and a
the
red
plains, red and
flower
blue
and a
dyes,
sheep.
very easy to come by.
Yeah,
Don't touch water is also an
user.
early game one. Punch someone into water. That's
Yeah,
solid.
but people are pretty good at avoiding it. But it'd be interesting to see if they go on the ice. Mime
Mhm.
and Fine heading together. Ooh, Rocks immediately onto the ice. Same with Roobley. Do they see something? I don't know. Going to those trees, maybe they think they're closer. Mime doing expert parkour over lava. Feinberg follows suit. Ooh, Roobley finds a lava pool immediately.
Ooh, that's really good
Um,
for them.
yeah, I
There's
mean,
a good amount
but
of
there's
like late
not
game
that
pools
much.
here.
There's some late game, but there's not many like early nether. Other than like
Yeah, I
there's
guess.
redstone lamp and there's enraged piglin, and it's like 2. But I'm looking at the rest. Other than, to be fair, and it's not explicitly a nether advancement. However,
Mine gets purple sheep here.
30. Oh, lovely. 30 advancements basically requires you to go to the nether. There's ways to do it.
Mhm.
I think I've done it without the nether, but like you have to basically get lucky with all the
Yeah, you have
different
to get like
things you can pull
everything.
out.
It's so hard.
Yeah. You can overlap things and it's lovely and it's nice and it feels so satisfying. But equally, just go to the nether and you get so many for free. They're just handed to you.
Yeah.
Saying every type of mushroom Mime's looking at. But it'll be interesting to see what they go for. It'll be interesting to see if Rocks, is up in the mountains or in the cold bits. Is he going to look for powdered snow? Is he going to try dyeing it? Is he going to get a bucket? Powdered snow gives you 2 objectives. That's really nice, actually.
Definitely.
Actually, going to the nether also is quite worth it. The soul lantern, which is early. Oh, Roobley's
Mhm.
about to use a grindstone, which is nice. Nice and early.
Yeah, that's an early
Lovely
game goal
1-1.
that Fine and Mime decided
Yeah.
to either give up or just didn't go for it at all.
Yeah, what is Mime is bridging over the water.
The don't touch water goal, yeah.
significantly slowing them down.
Especially with the ocean here, there's just like not much left to go through. Like I don't know what they want to do. There's nothing
Yeah,
on their faces. Like they can't even do iron tools in the ocean because, well, getting in a boat that
yeah,
counts as
touch
touching the
water.
water.
Um, yeah, actually, even trying to enter the Nether, you can accidentally touch your water. It's quite easy to. In fact, I
Hmm.
instinctually often will go into my water. But
But
I
like
don't
I
like.
think another benefit of the Nether here is that water buckets don't exist in the Nether. You can't touch
This is
water in the
true.
Nether at all. Like that's a good way to save yourself towards the later term of this board. And if you're there in the early game, that's also just beneficial. Like even if you encounter
Uh,
someone, like they won't have a
ah,
water bucket at all.
fine killing horses for leather armor. I think is the aim there.
Definitely not a bad goal to go for. I don't know what else you would really want to do.
Yeah, very much so. All the sort of immediate and early things have been snatched
Hmm.
up, really. There's a couple that you can do when it hits night, things like loom, unless you find a village or something beforehand. A lot of them just require water, really. Full set of
Or a
iron
mine
tools.
shaft first round.
Oh yeah, a full set of iron tools is so easy, but
Hmm.
it's not if you can't touch the water.
I mean, you
I
hit a
s-
good cave, that's 11 iron pretty easily. I don't
yeah
think it's terrible, but like, it's not as easy. Oh, but we do see a good cave here on Roobley's screen, I think.
yeah. Feinberg gets a lovely stew. Also gets a leather helmet. It's going to help him towards his armor goals. He looted a shipwreck there without touching the water with the help of some
Roobley finds a
doors.
village.
Oh, that
Tame
could
of
really help.
that's trade with a villager. Wow.
Yeah, trade of the village surely is done unless all the villagers are dead. Which you never know,
Hopefully
it could
not.
happen. But Rock's really getting lots of leather. A
Abandoned
lovely
village. There's no
7.
villager. Wow.
I called it. That's the commentator curse right there. There's not even a chest in the blacksmith. That's tragic. That's
Wow.
actually so
That's
sad. No, surely
so
you dig a little bit in
yeah.
check, but no. That's actually just. It's not worth it. It's not worth it
It's
anymore.
interesting to
Wait,
see
wait.
though.
No, no, no. Why Rubely?
Oh,
Rubely has golden
wait. They're in the
apples.
same
Why
village.
is
They're in the same village.
what?
Can we switch to two players? Find Roobley.
Why is Rubely not eating the gapple?
Yeah. Why is he not
Because
eating the apple? That's easily a goal. Find finds a
yeah,
second blacksmith. What is this?
yeah, it's
Or
crazy. No,
did
the
Roobley just
same
not find a chest?
blacksmith. Yeah, I think so. I think you had to mine some blocks in there because I think it generated weird.
Wow.
Rubely's running, but why is Rubely letting the hunger bar deplete? There's not an empty your hunger bar goal, is there?
No, there isn't. I think he just wants to get distance. I think like to him eating is a
Maybe.
time loss right now.
But also, more importantly, why don't you eat the gapple? Because it's a free goal.
Find kills a cat. Why is he killing a cat? There's cobwebs right there.
Yeah. Uh, you don't know.
Super Z saying that the chest was invisible. That's a bug that can happen on servers. Like I've seen it before. Like the chest doesn't properly render and you just assume it's gone. But
There we go. Rubely gets
unfortunately, there's
absorption.
absorption. Yeah.
I was gonna say, why do you not just do that earlier? Looks like Feinberg
And
will
especially now because like
hopefully.
now he doesn't have the absorption advantage against Fine in that PvP
Yeah.
fight. You know.
But no, no. Now they're heading towards. Now they're heading towards. But Feinberg doesn't have a shield, so Feinberg could just die here, unless Feinberg decides to craft a shield,
Crush the
which
shovel.
is the correct decision, really, because Rubely's coming. But
Fine's completely unaware.
I know Fine's not on the way. He just
Oh,
checked
now,
his
now, now,
inbox.
reverse F5, sees it, bing.
Yeah, gets the shield out. Maybe he's gonna try play for the water. Yeah, no, there's some good water play here if you want to, but he doesn't want to go for it. And knows that they've got gapples, so it knows that they've got some amount of
Yeah.
resistance probably still. And Mime has all of the leather for the leather armor. Gonna put on
Yeah,
that
there we
leather
go.
armor set 3-2. And Rocks, what is Rocks doing?
I think Rox died. He must have.
Oh dear, how did Rocks die?
Happened off screen, we don't know. But he's back at spawn,
Dear.
and a little bit of
And
lag
Mime's in a
just
new
doesn't render
village.
properly.
Feinberg is in a
Find in a
boat,
village, trade with a
decided to
villager.
touch. Feinberg decided to touch water,
No, he
sacrifice the
didn't.
goal.
Blue team touched water, red team got the goal.
Oh,
And so
yeah,
that's why he can
that
go
way
in water
around.
right now.
Playing on a boat. Oh, so he's
Mime
just gonna
killed
get
Rox
iron tools.
apparently, and Rox
Oh
touched
wow,
water.
crazy. mad altercation that we didn't see. That's what it is.
And that's
We
a
thought the
crazy setback for them as well. Like,
we thought that the fight was between Feinberg and Roobley, but no. And Feinberg, where's he going? In a cave.
he's probably going for full iron tools here, but Rubely's also going for
Yeah,
it.
Roobley's in a cave.
Rubely,
Roobley's in a cave early.
his cave's not that bad, yeah.
But I mean, Feinberg does have 3 iron advantage.
But Fine doesn't even have a furnace. Like,
This is true. Feinberg going for redstone. I mean, fair enough. Also finds his way into a better cave. By the looks of it, so much redstone is getting. To be fair, there's a few items. Gonna get this iron. You're gonna go for tools. Probably gonna get beaten out, but iron for tools is always a good idea. To be completely honest.
iron for tools and for that piston as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Feinberg.
probably just going from this
green.
cave straight into the nether. Get some of those early nether goals, you know? There's
Yeah, definitely.
redstone
There's a
lamp.
few.
Get weakness can be brewed. You need a pot anyway, so you need to find a fort.
Yeah.
2 pots.
Yeah, there's a
Interesting.
potion of poison, so you want to get spider eye for that. And which is the other one? Is it water breathing?
Water breathing,
maybe?
I think. I think
Yeah, so you
speed
just
is a
get
little
from a
bit more
shipwreck.
vibrant, a little bit more, light
Yeah,
blue.
that would make sense. Makes sense.
Rock's also in the ocean. Kind of in, I think he's in like the same area that Fine is in. I wonder if
What is
he's
Mime
tracking
doing?
Fine down. Oh, Fine.
Oh,
Rocks does
seeds.
have the compass on, so he is probably tracking down Fine.
Yeah,
But it's
quite
pointed the
possibly.
opposite
That
way,
would
it
make
seems.
sense. What was Ruby doing? I think she's just going for the tools, I'd
Yeah,
imagine.
probably just the tools. I
But
think that's
Feinberg's
definitely the
going
correct
for it
one.
too. But Ruby's not started smelting, I don't think.
Or maybe Roobley is smelting it. Well, Roobley's not mining the iron. I don't know.
No.
That feels like a misplay to me.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused at what's going on Ruby's screen. Feinberg gets diamond, lovely, but just one. At least
Unfortunate.
full diamond armor is not an objective. That's such a horrible objective.
Fine gonna get full
Feinberg's
iron
nearly there
tools.
with tools.
Wow.
Yeah. There we go. Lovely.
Another rather dominating start, especially
5-2,
just considering
yeah.
how the board is.
And he's also going to be able to just do a piston.
Oh yeah, definitely. Finds
Just
the
need some
cobblestone, beautiful.
yeah.
And then also because he's down low, he can probably find some lava, enter another. Like,
Yeah, definitely. And what's Mime going for now? That's the question. Do you shred out advancements? Do you adventure? Do you try find things? Do you go up
I think most of the
mountains
advancements would
maybe?
be better if you're in the nether, like you can get crossbow, you can get
Yeah.
arrows to shoot the crossbow, you can get string for that fishing rod.
Yeah, no, but you can crank out bonus advancements to go along with Feinberg
Yeah,
because I think
definitely.
advancements are totaled over
You
both the teammates. Rox finds a ruined portal, maybe gonna find an enter. Maybe. I doubt it. It looks kind of scuffed, but you never know.
is that a lava pool for
Feinberg
Fine
rocks
there?
Ryan. It looks like it might be, but it looks more like it's just weird lava in the side of a cave, to be completely honest.
Perhaps, yeah. Small screen makes it a little hard to see, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We make it do. But yeah, I do think like the rest of this board is very much focused on another like overworld goals, loom, and scaffolding only, which really might find here. Ooh, no bamboo in that ship. Unfortunate.
Yeah, but it
But yeah,
feels
like the rest of it is
very.
really just nether. I guess
I
saddle
feel
if
like
you're lucky.
it's a big mixture between the Nether and the Overworld, though. To be honest, I think there's like a mixture of mushrooms.
Wait, Fine
Feinberg
has
gonna get scaffolding,
wow.
crazy.
Leaves the
But there's
cave, smelt some more iron.
still like use a loom and then get all seed types and ride
I
a
forgot
horse
about
with
that
a
also. Yeah.
saddle. Like ride a horse with a saddle is a combination of both the Nether and the Overworld.
Well, you can get a
Um,
saddle in the overworld: desert temple, villager,
yeah,
leatherworker
but
house, blacksmith.
realistically, you're gonna get it in the fortress. Like it's
Yeah,
just what
definitely.
happens. Um, so I think it's a nice mix between the two. There's also just two if you can find some powdered snow with a bucket. So it's
Yeah.
worth it. Mime is about to use a
There's
loom.
getting attacked by a spider. But we do see
Don't
Roobley finally entering the nether here. Very advantage for her team.
Yeah, very.
Getting basalt fortress though.
Yeah, but do you get anything from finding a fortress immediately? I don't think so.
Not immediately, but you need them. Like there's 2 potions, weakness if you
Yeah,
count that, 3. You need 1 for the end rod and enter end, so that's like 5
but
goals.
does
Knowing
Roobley
that structure is there is
actually
so good.
does Roobley have anything for the potions though?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Maybe a spider eye because of killing a spider, but like I don't think
yeah,
Roobley
it's got a
or I
spider.
don't think she intentionally picked up sugar
Uh,
cane for that
Yeah,
sweet pot, and Roobley just decides not to go to the fortress.
fair enough. I mean, go for Bastion. Maybe there's a couple of late game goals. You can also crank out advancements with the Bastion, or I think maybe she's going round to the fortress. Yeah, that makes more sense.
That could also be it. Yeah, basalt terrain is very not helpful at all.
Mm.
Fine entering the nether here. Hopefully he doesn't spawn in such a horrendous location. Ooh,
Imagine he
Roobley.
falls
Is
on the
she gonna get
sport.
there's resin lamp for Roobley.
Yeah, fine, they can cope. Mime
Fine.
gonna get
Nice
zombie
nether spawn
doctor.
in the middle of a lava lake.
The same fort it looks like, and
Yeah.
Mime is gonna get a zombie doctor here, which is beautiful.
Whoa, great.
Oh,
Very
and
good
he's
for that
gonna
30
get weakness.
advancements. Great.
He's gonna get weakness as well because
Oh my god.
oh, that line. I
That's
love the
so good.
line.
The question
I
does
think
he
this.
does he remember to splash him? Yep. Gets a
Yeah,
weakness.
he does. That's
Here's the
so
zombie villager.
beautiful.
That's
I
an
love it.
advancement. And that's a goal.
It's perfect. Yeah, he's just checking that there's nothing else he can do. Um.
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually don't know if you can get any seeds from an igloo. It's not really, one of the structures that are commonly used, and you don't
yeah.
really see them often. Like,
I
maybe
think you
that's
might be able to
something
get
to keep note
beetroot
of.
seeds, maybe. But I don't
Maybe
know.
that's one of the
I
more
can't
important ones. Wheat and pumpkin or rose are easy to come by. It's just more
Yeah.
melanin. Beetroot. Wait, Mime
Feinberg
had
Mime
beetroot
Hunter.
seeds. He dropped them.
Did he? Oh dear.
Yeah,
To
he
be
just
fair,
dropped
you can
them.
get them from villages quite easily, and yeah, I don't know what their line is. But it's I don't know. I'd be looking at snow maybe, but
Yeah,
Feinberg
definitely.
can
Like blue
raise
team
his
needs that
zombie
snow
pigeon.
goals, and then probably needs to get like all the endgame goals. Get to the Bastion, get that fire res. Sorry, I can't speak. Win a PvP
Yeah.
fight and beat them to the end.
Yeah, he's looking for that saddle now. You don't need to get to the end. Like, yeah.
Well, not for
Well,
red team, but for blue team, you definitely need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, if you're looking at the goals.
Roobley couldn't reach the pig for zombie piglet.
Oh yeah.
Everything going wrong for this team.
Yeah. It's a tricky one though, and also you got to think about the fear factor. A lot of games, it's all about who you're playing,
Definitely.
and you can be there, and you can sit, and you can know you're facing Mime and fine. And if that was
Yeah.
me, I'd be wetting myself in fear.
hmm
But then they've held up a little bit better this round, but that's also just because the board's a little bit slower. But they've got 10-4, more points than last time, and you never
hmm
know, they could make a comeback.
They definitely could. I mean, Fine could just die in this fortress. Especially with the modern mob breach, like getting caught out by wizard skeletons is not completely unheard of at all.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
10-5, what did I get? Oh, Soul Lantern maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like it.
What's fine up to? And what's Mime doing? Is Mime looking for a mountain, maybe? That's my guess. Because you do just get 2 goals
Yeah,
when
that's
you
definitely the
camp out the
play
snow.
for if you're in the overworld still. I think Roobley's near a mountain. I saw some
And,
snow on his screen, quite high up. But I'm not 100% sure.
Mime's finding some snowy hills, so maybe. And what is Fine? Where's Fine
Well, I think
going?
like these mountains aren't good enough for powdered snow. You definitely need like the very high ones.
Yeah. Yeah, generally, yeah. I don't know, but I feel like sometimes it spawns on a plateau, but I don't know. Where's Fine going? What's he
Well, I
looking
think
for?
like meadows are kind of high in life value, so like maybe there, but like
Yeah,
even
but
then tends to be more rare. You definitely want just like giant jagged peaks and
yeah, the
um.
higher the better. It's my
Why
motto
doesn't rock
in
sets?
life.
Oh, Rox has the powdered snow bucket. That was the fifth goal.
Oh wow! But
And he
not
can,
died to it yet. Why?
yeah. I think he
Rocks.
wants
What's
to.
your
I don't think he can
inventory?
set his spawn. Maybe I think that's the issue.
But what's he got that's worth anything? I don't think he's got very much by the looks of it. He's
Seeds, maybe. I don't know. We can't check the inventory too much.
possibly.
But also, just generally like tools. It's not bad to at least have like an axe and a pick.
Oh, he's got a notch apple.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
The nut
that's worth
apple's funny.
something.
Taking a little bit of fall damage here to speed up the
Imagine
process.
dies to full damage first.
A
The
little bit of a difficult
throw.
one to do, but
Yeah.
Fine's finally getting some rods here.
Yeah, breaks the
Breaks the
spawner as
spawner just so
well.
they can't have it.
He's
Oh,
so
Roobley going back
toxic.
to the fort. He sees Fine's bridge.
Oh, but no rods for Roobley.
Well, if he
She's
kills Fine,
screwed.
there's rods for Roobley there. Ooh, gets caught out by a few wither skeletons. Scary. Beautiful
Uh,
block clutch. Escapes. Gassed.
oh dear,
Makes it
it's
land
a
safely.
scary one.
Server ping's gonna make this return to center so difficult.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's
better
a
to just
tricky one.
run, realistically.
Yeah, I mean, Fime hit it earlier, but Rubly seems like she's been struggling a little bit more. Fine, dodging the fire, dodging the wither skeletons, on his way to brew potions. I can but assume. And Mime
I'm
on
probably
an
just gathering the
adventure.
materials for the potions now. Like, you need sugar
I
cane, you need
know, I think
spider eye. Like, that's what you're really doing if you're
I
in the
think
overworld.
Fine's got most of them. I think I know he's got Spider Eye.
Sure. I wasn't completely sure. I wasn't paying attention to his inventory fully.
Yeah.
And considering
Uh,
that they're in like quite opposite biomes, I don't think they're actually that close to each other.
yeah, and the sugarcane there, if it's speed, I don't know whether it's speed or water breathing, but they look similar. Um,
I think it's water breathing,
yeah,
which is kind of hard. You can definitely get it from buried treasure. I think it's
yeah,
pretty common, but I don't think it's 100% chance. If you're not
yeah,
getting it from buried treasure, you need a pufferfish, which is you need a war motion, and considering they spawn in a cold biome, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
yeah. It's fair. So it's a tricky one. This is strange.
Nautilus shell for rocks, interesting. Fully useless, but
It's
kind of
fun.
silly.
You're gonna get. How did we get here?
Ooh, Roobley enters Fine's portal. PvP action.
Ooh,
Does Fine see Roobley? Fine sees Roobley now.
yeah.
I
And I
don't
mean,
think Fine is.
Ruby's got gapples to be fair, but
Fine
does it
hits a boat,
matter?
runs. Yep, beautiful. Rocks chase,
Ruby
or not
chasing.
rocks. Sorry, Roobley chasing.
Can she beat him? That's the question. Can she get him? Can she kill him? Is Rox gonna come join in the action?
Roobley
And
decides not chase. Grabs
ooh,
the rune portal that Fine couldn't get because
fine
he's being
did, but
chased.
now she gets armor. She's got the armor advantage. She's got the gapple advantage.
How
Does
close
Fine
do you think
try
Rocks
to?
is or Mime is to both of them?
I
Do you
don't
think
know,
maybe
but
Fine might route to a 2v1?
maybe. But it looks like Mime's running the opposite direction to people. I can't lie.
Yeah, whoever's on his compass is definitely in the opposite direction to where he's heading.
Uh,
Rock's finding this buried treasure right here, so I don't think he's trying to get to Roobley either.
yeah, but to be fair, why would you? You need to make sure you get that potion because that's the line there.
Yeah, definitely. You have to, like, if you're in a blue team, you can't be having two people, your entire team chasing this person
Yeah.
down. You have to have only just one because the other person needs to be doing some goals. And if you just let Mime do the entire board, we saw what happened, in the front, that first round.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, we noticed something. No one's going for roof. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out. No one went for the nether roof.
This is true. Do they know the two boat tech or do they want pearls to do it? I don't know. Because you can do it
Um,
boats, you can do it
I guess they
trapdoors.
just don't know the tech.
To be fair, like it wouldn't surprise me if Fine and Mime just didn't know that tech. Like, because I mean they
Yeah.
know a lot about the game. They do so much with it. But generally, when they go into the nether roof, they have lots of other things that they use instead. So, you know, it might be that actually here their success is, holding them back. They've never done it on low items, or maybe it's just that they don't think it's worth going for, especially if you've got so many items.
Yeah.
Does rocks get water
The potion
breathing?
here. Well, even if he gets a potion, does he have the bring stand? Oh, PvP
Ooh,
fight.
fighting. Feinberg is a lot lower than Roobley, and he takes drowning damage,
Oh,
and the boat is
oh,
broken.
gone.
Golden carrot, golden
Golden
apple.
apple. Slightly better. Cross a new boat, but still getting hit.
Ooh, it's a scary one. It's a tricky one. Ooh, lovely, lovely hit
Beautiful
there from
hit.
Fine, but Fine is so low.
Ooh,
He's on half a heart. No food in inventory. Oh, but managed to boat away. Gets one golden carrot off, but Ruble is catching up. It's a scary one. But
yeah, definitely.
Ruble is now out of golden apples.
And lower on health. Because Roobley's just been chasing the Fine the
Yeah.
whole time. Roobley hasn't
And
been able to.
Feinberg's got actual food. He's not got loads of
Yeah.
food. Yeah. And to be fair, Ruble does have a Thorns 3 gold chest plate.
Oh, that definitely hurts. Yeah.
But, I don't know who's in a better situation here.
Throw snowballs. Sadly, those don't do damage in this version. I think in 1.8 they do like
Yeah.
half a heart, like 0.25 of a heart.
But what is Mime doing? I genuinely have no clue.
I guess Mime's going for seeds. I don't know what else he would really go for in the overworld.
Yeah.
Definitely like Roobley gets food here. Don't
Ooh.
know why Roobley would give up the chase at all.
Yeah, it's Feinberg got a
Fine's not on
dolphin.
her
No,
screen.
no, that
Oh, Fine's
Rock's
right
got a
there.
dolphin. Fine, yeah. It's tense.
Yeah, definitely.
And Mime is still going away from everybody.
Just looking for warm biomes, really. Like, how else are you gonna get melon seeds?
This is true. But no, it's tense. Real tense. Feinberg at full. And
But
Ruble.
Ripley's healing as well. Got
Yeah.
those carrots from the shipwreck and
Yeah, but I
still
think.
chasing.
I don't know who wins this fight now. They're both pretty even.
Yeah, definitely there's no more like gear advantage, but I think like wasting Fine's time here is still good. Because you
Oh,
know
yeah,
Fine
yeah,
has
yeah.
rods, you know he's been in a fortress. And so you just can't
And
let him do
we
that.
know we
His
know that
time is more important than your time.
Rocks didn't get what's it
Water breathing potion.
yeah, water breathing, that potion. Yes, I word yes.
Could just be unlucky.
Yeah, I mean definitely will just be RNG. But gonna enter the Nether momentarily. What's he gonna go for? I don't know. Advancements, force
Oh,
end.
Fine gets the water breathing potion. Wow.
Oh, goated with.
And drinks the water breathing
Oh,
potions, and now he can stay underwater forever. Like if Ridley comes for Fine, he can just dive into a cave.
it's
Oh,
lovely. Gets good food.
but Fine's
Oh,
in the
but
cave. Ooh. Oh,
no, dies
that's
11-6.
so bad.
It's
Suddenly,
awful.
all that nether advantage, Ridley has those rods now.
Yeah, it can just get the poison potion. It's going to be 11-6. But Fine doesn't have enough rods to beat the game.
Yeah, you definitely have to go back into the nether to get rods, to get pearls, to get all those things.
So the solution is to get to the nether roof and to get all those mushrooms, I think, if you're
Fine
Fine
at the
and
portal
Mime.
here. Grabs the pumpkin for the pumpkin seeds. Does he know the tech for another roof? That's his line right now.
Yeah. I think you just do that, you just die immediately and it's chill and is he going to Mime maybe? I don't know.
Rock's
Maybe
entering another
going
here as
to
well.
Roobley. Maybe Rubley's looking for things. I don't know. Thing is, Rox is going to be getting a lot of double advancements with Roobley, so it's not going to make that much difference
Yeah, it's not gonna help
advancement-wise.
towards that goal. And he doesn't. Oh,
However,
he has a shield now.
yeah, it's
Binding
going to
down the
be
stone probably
possibly
staying cold.
11-7, well, definitely 11-7. Um, it's so much closer than the last match.
Yeah, I think Fine fumbled the bag a little bit with dying there to Roobley.
Yeah, but to be fair, he was trying to just make sure that he could crank out the advancements. Because really, in Lockout, your life doesn't matter that much. 20
Yeah,
out of
you just
30
have to tab right
advancements.
now. Yeah,
20 out
we
of
have
30 is
20
not that bad.
advancements. Advancement count update here from the admin of the game. Red is at 20, which is Fine and Mime, and blue is at 18, which is Rox and Roobley. So
To be fair,
Fine's
though,
team has
they've
2 advancements up.
they've not got any quirky ones. They've not got any of like the
That's
weird
true.
tactical fishing. They've not got fishy business. They've not got any armor trim kind of ones. They've not got like any of the bow things. They've not got any crossbow things. These are all really easy things to get. Actually,
Hmm.
they don't take very long whatsoever. Um, so really, they're very worth sending. So maybe that's Feinberg's line. He can easily whip out 10 different advancements in the next
Yeah,
10 minutes.
the AA guy. Like who would have guessed?
Exactly.
Falls in lava
Flying
here. What is
jumps
this guy
in
doing?
lava. Touches water.
Doesn't matter
And
anymore.
yeah, he's just gonna death reset. What
Yeah,
else? What else do you do?
I mean he's like right at spot. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. What is Rox doing?
He left another. Is he?
Left.
No, he doesn't have a pearl. He's definitely not measuring eyes. I think that's just game lag.
Yeah.
Not being able to enter the boat.
Is he going after
Oh
people
wait, Mime
maybe?
here in warm ocean. He has the
Ooh.
seeds, no?
Sees the jungle. Yeah. This might be the line to get 12 and then
And then you just get Nether Roof.
yeah,
If you
get
know the
another
tech,
roof.
you can just do Nether Roof.
Does Feinberg know the tech? That's the question.
Or actually, do you
That's
just crank out
good.
advancements instead?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think you go for Nether if you can tell that nobody else is
You
in the
would go
Nether
for
right
Nether Roof
now.
if you know the tech, but like, not
This
only
is
will you have to get
true.
lucky in like finding the actual spot to do the tech, but you like have to know the tech, which I don't think they do. Like, I don't. They've been doing back. They're not studying, like lockout tech of how to get on a Nether Roof.
Yeah, they're not looking at how to do it cheaply, but maybe they've done it in the past. Maybe they learnt it for a
Perhaps.
previous
Yeah.
tournament, and like I don't know.
You'd be surprised if there was something that in Minecraft Feinberg didn't know. I mean,
This
Fein's
is
been
true.
surprised before.
Yeah, there's lots about Minecraft that Feinberg doesn't know, but there's lots that he does know. Um,
Hmm.
you know,
Especially about
and
advancements, which is probably what he's going for right now, considering he's not digging up
yeah,
the roof.
exactly.
What's
Um,
another roof tech without a pearl? It's you need like a 2x2 of. This is the one I know. It's like you need a 2x2 of bedrock. At like Y126 works, but ideally it's Y127. And then you have a boat and 2 trapdoors, and you have to like push
looks
the
like
boat into the
Rox
trapdoors,
is
enter the boat, exit the boat, and like jump out.
Yeah, it looks like Rox is advancement spamming, which makes sense to be fair. And Mime looks like he might just be about to get all of the different seeds. Yeah, 12-7.
Yep, there we go. All 4 seeds.
Lovely. Um,
Actually, if you're Feinberg here, you might not even go for advancements. You might just go for fungi.
yeah, you could go for fungi. There's so many different things, but the game is almost sealed unless Rox and Roobley can have an incredible catch up, which is a possibility. It's definitely an option, but will it happen? I don't know. I can't see it, and it might be that we have another really quick match. In contrast to our previous
The better thing
quite
is get to height
long
limit,
match
right? No, it's
earlier.
get to the nether roof. Slightly
Yeah.
different. Get to height limit is the arrow and the cloud.
Yes.
And that can be done in any dimension.
Wait. Does Rox have a saddle?
Uh, maybe. Maybe he found one in
Oh,
fourth that the other two just didn't find at all.
yeah. Not that it matters
He'll be
to. Or
sitting for spawn here, what for?
maybe he's just taming it though. Trying to get the
Nope, has
advancement.
the saddle. And that's really good movement. Oh,
Yeah.
Feinberg finds warp forest. You can get a pro right there, that's nether roof. This game's
This is
just about wrapped up,
true. This
unless
is true.
the only way, like, if he fails to kill an Enderman somehow, or
Oh,
if
just
he
gets
gets portaled
mushrooms.
onto.
Gets all the mushrooms. Game over. GG. Oh,
Oh, that too. Yeah, wow.
lovely, lovely stuff. I mean, that game was twice as long as the first one. That's insane. Like,
I think most of it was the board being very difficult. I
yeah,
mean, like, um, You spawn in the
Was it?
cold biome. You have to get melon seeds for one of the goals. There's N-Rod enter
Yeah,
the end. Like that's kind of crazy. 30 advancements is pretty long in and of itself. Like
yeah, very much so. Not that it's a difficult board; it's just a slow board.
yeah,
but
misses a boat jump here. Unfortunate.
it's fine.
Can we pull them in for an interview or what's the deal here?
Yeah. But no, it was a lovely, lovely game. Nice 2-0. Grumdiddly-umptious.
Hello.
Hello,
hello.
Yo.
Yeah.
Dominant game.
Yeah,
From you two.
lovely.
Switch over to the interview screen as well. Yeah, crazy performance. The first game being, what was it, 16 minutes, 13-1 in score.
Yeah.
Something like
Second
that.
game, a little bit more RNG goals, a little unlucky, but still very dominant.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I don't know. I think the second game, I don't know if it was fully like RNG goals. I don't know. I think I definitely didn't play perfectly in the second game. I definitely lost a lot of time. I probably didn't go the right way when I could have, when I had the knowledge to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it looked like there were a couple of moments where you sort of floundering around a little bit, but you managed to get back on track quite quickly. It felt so.
Finding the
didn't
warm
lose too
biomes
much
for the
time.
seeds, yeah.
Yeah. It's very much about facilitating that good RNG, especially with a slower board like that second game. So yeah, the comparison between the games. How do you feel playing like a really fast board like that first game compared to a slightly slower, more drawn out board in the second game? Where do you think your strengths lie in those sort of matches?
Fast forwards are just more RNG, I think. Like, I don't know if we like beat them to like 3 or 4 goals by like 10 seconds, or we just like found the caves and the stuff that they didn't. I don't know.
They're a little bit more RNG, but I also think we're like kind of good at them. Like I think there is like a different skill to like fast boards in terms of like just how fast you're processing the board, because it is like you have to track like 10 advancements or 10 goals at once rather than just like whatever 5 you're thinking of. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's like a lot more
very
lines that pop up, and you have to be more aware.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it felt like
definitely.
that first game. You just absolutely steamrolled through every single goal there. There were so many nice overlaps. It was really satisfying watch. Does it feel satisfying to play games like that, where you just get through everything quickly, or do you enjoy the meticulous planning that goes into a bit of a longer game?
I mean, I feel like I'm better at the Nether, so that's more fun. But like usually games like the overworld's like the first game, you're usually like trading goals back and forth, and it sometimes gets frustrating if someone like beats you to certain things. It's weird sometimes too, because like I don't know, we play like 99% of our lockout on like the small mod, and like that mod would
Yeah,
almost
different
always
one
have
from what you
like
guys normally use.
something with like glazed terracotta and then something with concrete powder. So like there was more of a trade-off. Like someone could be, it was rare for those to like kind of get stolen. Like you would know like, okay, this person like they haven't done anything in 3 minutes, they're probably mining concrete right now, so like you could kind of trade off overworld goals better. But like the first board, it just felt like we kind of just either got the stuff before they did, or like found caves or whatever before they did. But it felt like there weren't really any goals that like you had to really put a ton of progress into, like that took a while. It was more just like, okay, find the gold for the clock, and then like find the enter for observer, like find the fort or whatever. It wasn't like, I mean, I guess those nether ones were like committal at the end, but like it's just a different type of overworld. It's cool to like win fast though, I guess, or like bang out all the goals fast. We didn't get any of them stolen, which was nice.
Yeah, it
It's
feels
We are
fair.
nice.
speedrunners overall.
It's always like weird though. Like even though like we won 13-1, it doesn't. It's hard to know unless I rewatch like if it was like truly like we outskilled them, or if it was just like they got unlucky with the directions they picked. They didn't, because it's happened to us before, and like it just happens where just like sometimes the board just, like falls for the other team and it does not fall for you at all.
Yeah, that's very fair. Do you prefer playing like island / like oceany kind of spawns, or like do you prefer when you get like a little bit of a village or a bit more foresty? What's nicer to play with, do you think?
Ice in the ocean feels so stupid. I don't know. I just like it just feels stupid fighting in the water because it's like
Yeah.
it's just like way the ping matters way more. Like at least when both players are running at each other, it's
Yeah,
like
entering exiting
usually
the boat.
fine. But like when you're boating, like someone can break your boat from like 8 blocks away, and it's like okay, like how am I supposed to play around that? And it just depends on the
Yeah.
person. Like someone can break it for 8 away, and someone else can break it from 2 away, and it's just like it's so stupid fighting in the ocean. Like I don't know, it feels so dumb every time. Like at least fighting on the ground is just like more normal, and like it feels just a little more skill based. Like there's obviously still ping if people are from like EU or Australia or whatever, but it
Yeah.
feels more skill based than ocean stuff. And ocean games I feel like can snowball way more too. Like if you win the
Yeah.
fight on the first shipwreck, and
Mhm,
then you have
yeah.
the iron and you have the space, and the other person has nothing. It could feel like you almost like lost right away. And like to put all that like stake in the game off just some like bullshit swimming fight where like someone's hitbox is just bugging between 1 and 2 blocks tall all the time, and like it's so stupid. Yeah.
It's a great game we
Ocean's
play.
so awkward. Yeah, perfect game, no bugs whatsoever. What's your least favorite like advancement to see on the board? What's the worst thing?
I think you guys removed it. Obtain crafting table. I think is
It's not in this mod, yeah.
it's just.
I think it's brilliant.
I do you want to argue? Like, it's
Not particularly, no.
yeah, it's pretty
I
bad.
think you're a little outmatched here, British.
I mean,
I
like
think it's
there's
funny.
some interesting parts to it. Like, if you go all the way back to Lockout Tourney when Lux dropped a crafting table like in the
Yeah.
woodcut, that was cool. Like I will say that was
Yeah.
cool. Um, but it is just like I don't know. There's just like so much
Stupid.
bullshit that can happen.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's cool, particularly like when Smallland did his tourney and he was creating the boards and finding
Creating
seeds
the
around
seeds
it.
as well, yeah.
I think having a seed like that where you don't have a crafting table, I think is very interesting. But when it's just completely random, it's just hell to play.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to see? Like not necessarily like the easiest, but what's your most enjoyable goal?
Ooh.
Advancements.
Advancements are cool, actually.
Who
Advancements
would
are
have guessed?
cool. He's
Who'd have
biased, but
thought?
like I also kind of agree. Advancements are cool
They're
because it's like
fun,
you
aren't
just have
they?
to think about. I don't know. It's definitely one of those like long form things that you have to think about. Ooh, no, unique eats is really fun. Unique eats is really fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to do it as
Oh
a
yeah, definitely.
like I don't know what it is, like 10 or 15. Like that's like the sweet
There's
spot.
5, 10, 15,
Yeah.
and I think 25, but I don't
Yeah,
think we
I'm
played
thinking like
25
the
too
middle
much.
numbers. The middle numbers are interesting because like it can happen very fast if you work like together. 5 and 20 can just be soloed though, because like 20 normally
Yeah.
takes a while, and 5
Mhm.
normally like it's so fast like you bang it out so quickly, and it's like not that hard to communicate with your teammate for 5. It's like too easy.
How confident do you feel going into the rest of the tournament? Are there any teams that you're looking at and you're thinking, "Oh, that's a little bit scary," or do you think actually most of these games we can just win easily?
I don't want to be cocky. I mean, Feinberg, you answer.
Have a great grand finals match against Team Build UHC. That's the goal.
That's fair. That's fair.
Meet Pink Dylan in the finals.
Yeah.
I have a bracket on
mean,
the screen here.
They were definitely like the team we probably were the most worried about going into the tourney is like Fruitberries
Yeah.
Dylan. I think they match into us pretty well.
Yeah. Very much. So I think they might counter some of your strengths.
Yeah, but we also it's like it's weird because like I feel like we do the same to them. I think we're very
Yeah.
I think it's very board dependent between them. But I
That
don't
makes
know
sense.
completely. I mean,
What about teams like Hacks and R0hkx? How do you feel about that?
I haven't watched them enough, but like on paper, they're like obviously good.
Yeah.
Like they're obviously like, they mechanically have the skills.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw they like won 13-1, 13-4, which it's like dominant. It doesn't tell the full story because like this can just this can happen against like this can happen in like a non-dominant game, just like lucky. But
Yeah.
obviously they're good.
Yeah. Very much
Eric,
so.
Eric, TJ, Automat, Sopel. I haven't watched them enough to know.
Eric TJ had a pretty fast match. I think 14 minutes, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
like
that was against an okay team.
I have to watch to believe it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. That's
You can
fair.
find a VOD on, the
Yeah.
Lockout MC channel.
Yeah.
Quick plug there.
We have to.
Yeah. But no, that was a lovely game. Very much looking forward to your next performances. Do we know who you'll be up against next, or is that
No.
to be decided?
It's
We
Eric.
had the
It's,
rocket on screen
it's Eric
earlier.
TJ or Automat Sobel.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, one of the two.
I don't think that matches.
Either
Yeah,
way, there'll
no.
be a fun one to watch. Maybe even a fun one to play. But yeah. Well,
you-
good luck going into the rest of the tournament. Have you got any more questions, Aether? Or
No, I think we're just about wrapped up.
yeah,
I have a
so
question.
oh yeah.
What was your guys' favorite moment of the game?
Ooh. There's a lot of nice ones.
You want to go first, or should I?
You go. I need to think.
I'm going to be a little bit of a hater here. I'm going to say, fine dying at the end to Roobley.
That's fair. I really liked, and I mean, it's kind of boring, but in I think it was the first game when Fine just immediately, within like 10 seconds of the game starting, got both of the item frames down. That was quite satisfying because the goal was just already off the board. I enjoyed that a lot. It was so fast.
Yeah, you just
So
like
it's a
saw cows
good
off spawn or
goal.
something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, both
Yeah.
of you punch wood for each other.
I think it's one of your big.
Mom didn't even tell me he was gonna do that.
I
That was
didn't know I was
awesome.
gonna do that. We just both picked the same tree. Fuck it, I'll help.
No, I
Good
think that's
chemistry.
yeah, one of your team's strengths is how quickly you decide things, and it's very, very, very rarely the wrong decision.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you just win off that alone, really. But no, it was a
skill.
lovely match, a beautiful game of Lockout, you could say. Yeah,
Always
no,
enjoyable to watch you two play.
yes. Very much good luck going into the next one. I don't know when are the next matches. We've got matches.
I think they're on Saturday. No, there's one on
there's-
Friday. Fruits
Fruit
match
there's one
Friday.
tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah,
Frank
Food and
Dillon's
Dylan are playing tomorrow.
Similar time to the one that started just to this match today. And then we've got 3 all on Saturday from 6 o'clock GMT, whenever that is, everywhere else. And then basically just continuously on after that. So come and check it out. There'll be lots of fun games. Will they be as beautiful as this one? Who knows?
No way.
I doubt it, to be honest. But you never know.
I hope so.
Satisfying. But yeah, make sure to come and check us out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys for playing, and thank you everybody that's hosting the tournament, and R0hkx, etc., for helping out. But yes, yeah, we'll see you all another time. Please.
Peace.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, no, thank you.